Hi, I'm Eric Westrich, and you're watching Startup Show San Diego, a startup TV show about startup companies. And this week, we're at the Esri User Conference, and we're in the Startup Zone talking with Patricia Yoon of Dispatchr. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So, being that you're in the Startup Zone, how did you get started with startups?
Well, it was actually, first got my taste of startups out of college, and I love the fast-paced, creative environment. I was able to move very quickly up the ladder. Everyone was open to new ideas, and it was a lot of fun collaborating and building a new company. Unfortunately, I did move into the corporate world for a little bit. I spent 5 years there, and I was ready for a change. I was ready. I was craving to have a little bit of an entrepreneurial taste again, and so I started applying for startups, and I kind of happened upon Dispatchr by luck.
And so what excited you about what Dispatchr's doing? What is in particular its impact on the world that made you interested in Dispatchr?
So we're currently working with a large utility company, and to be honest, I wasn't interested in Dispatchr at first until I actually met with the founders. And they gave me the little spiel about what they were doing and their creative solution to a large problem that's been ongoing for years. And as soon as I've heard their pitch, I was hooked. The really cool thing about our software is that eventually it'll be very customizable so that we can break out of the utility sector and that we will be able to work with so many more industries within our.
So what's your biggest challenge in rolling this out? What do you do for people that's so exciting now that you actually know what it is?
So we optimize mobile work units. We use predictive data analysts or data layers to assess high-risk areas, and we're able to send them there and have them work efficiently. Prior to our software, they were using physical maps. It would take days to get a work order, and we've completely optimized that process so that it's just they input it into our program and then they're able to push out a work order right then and there.
And so what is the biggest problem anyone's personally thrown in your lap to getting this out there to people and get the customers started?
I'm sorry, to get the customers started?
Yeah, what was the biggest problem you've ever had in making this happen, going from either from the software to the customer? Where's your biggest challenge personally?
I think a lot of people don't understand the technology yet, so it's having them be open to the technology, being able to use it efficiently so that they can maximize the use.
So it's an education problem.
Definitely an education problem. Some people are resistant to technology. They're kind of like set in their ways, and they're a little bit hesitant to try new things. But in the end, once they get a taste, once they're able to use our program, they see how much easier their lives can be, and it's been.
So after you do this for something, what's the best thing a customer's ever said to you?
Well, we currently have customers working for us now. They used to use our tablets in the field, and they enjoyed it so much they came and joined us to see what else they could do with it. So I guess that's the biggest testimony, right?
That's good. So how do you see the future? What's this going to look like in 1 to 3 years?
We're hoping to break out into more utilities, utility companies, help just to keep the power on, keep our workers safe, keep the customers safe, while keeping costs down. And then, like I mentioned before, our program is something that is customizable. So eventually we would like to break out into other sectors as well.
And the most important question is this. If somebody wants to get a hold of Dispatchr, how do they get a hold of you?
You can email me at patricia@dispatchr.com. That's DISPATCHR.
Thank you very much, Patricia, and thank you for watching Startup Show San Diego.
Thank you for having me.